Welcome all to this today webinar. As Professor Mila already says, I'm coming from ICEP's International Center of Professional Studies. This is where I'm teaching, and as he already said, I have experience in research, also teaching, but also in organizing events. And for today, I prepare you a short presentation, and at the end, we will have time for questions. So please feel free to participate in this. First of all, because we are speaking about events, I would like to walk you a little bit through the history of events. Just 1 second, my presentation is not moving. Okay, starts. So before that, I'm not sure, could you see my entire slide? Because I have some distractions on the slide, like some information from Zoom.
No, we can see your slide, Professor.
Okay, now it's gone. So first of all, as event manager and other event managers, they prefer to classify events according to the topic of the event. So they could be cultural events like festivals or carnivals or parades, also business events like fairs, exhibitions, meetings, conferences, artistic and entertainment like concerts, exhibitions, ceremonies, and sports events like some competition, or that could be professional or amateur competitions. Then we have educational and scientific events, seminars, congress, professional development, recreational events like fun events and recreational competitions, political and state events like inauguration or official visits, private events, personal and social. All of these events have different influence on a community, local community, but also on whole economy or environment. But let's start from beginning. One of the first events that are known to us are ancient Olympic Games. The Olympic Games started at 776 before Christ, and even in that time, they took place every 4 years, and they started in 4th century of this age, new era, and later they started again in 19th century. But what is important for them is that they took place in stadium that could accommodate more than 40,000 people. In that period, it was a lot. Even today, it's a lot of people. And that means that all of these people had to eat something, they have to sleep somewhere, they had to travel to that place where Olympic Games took place. So all of that, you could imagine how big influence could that have if in that period an average city was smaller than today's cities. After that, there were also some similar events in ancient Rome. Even today, if you go to Rome, to Italy, you could see this Colosseum, and it was even larger than the one in Athens in Greece, and it could accommodate up to 50,000 people. First, they took place in 1st century, and this is where that says bread and games start actually from, because they organize it in order to entertain the inhabitants, because they wanted them to be satisfied, and this is what they offered. They offered fun. After that, people were traveling not only to participate, but also to watch those games and those events. Ancient travelers traveled also because of pilgrimage, learning, health reason. They were visiting spas also, like we do that today. Some triumphal processions, inaugurations and coronations, and also I'm sure that all of you heard about Silk Road. They took travels for trades. But during that, when they were traveling, they were also bringing not only new stuff, but they were also bringing new culture, different types of informations. They were bringing posts and people who were traveling on that road. They made a great influence on all of the countries they were passing through, but they were also, let's say, collecting different cultures and different customs and take them back to their main country. At the end of 19th and beginning of 20th century, this what could we say it's the beginning of modern tourism, and some of the main events that mark this period are Biennale in Venice in Italy, and they are still going on. Then Open Air Festival in Szeged in Hungary, but also Salzburg Festival in Austria. As I said, modern Olympic Games, they started again in 19th century. And as in the old games, not only the competitors entertained the spectators in the breaks between fights, the spectators were entertained by various entertainers, such as circus artists. And what is actually funny is that first known gambling was about the sport and was about the ancient Olympic Games. Actually, people were gambling on who will win and who will lose. In the 20th century, after Second World War, with the rise of air travel, people started to travel more and more, and they took less time for traveling. So also a lot of festivals were established at that time, and most of them are still going on, like Music Festival in Sanremo, Eurovision Song Contest, Woodstock, and there is a lot of cities that are recognized by its event, like Munich Oktoberfest, that we could see photo here, and Rio de Janeiro, and their famous carnival. What's going on 21st century? 21st century, we have a large festivals, but we also have something new, and that new is something that following technology that are on. So, something of that is, I could say, it's a future of events. Even if people like to travel in some new countries and to visiting those festivals now with the Metaverse, and I believe that all of you know what Metaverse is. Actually, European Commission like to call them virtual worlds, and virtual worlds are helping us to establish like new events, or to show also and to, let's say, make closer events that are far away. So if you would like to travel from I don't know, where are you now exactly? Because as I hear that we have participants for this webinar from all over the world, and I'm very happy to hear that. And this is also that technology helping us to be all together in one place and to listen to each other, to speak with each other. And with Metaverse, you could do that even more immersive. I will show you now a short video about Metaverse fashion show, and I will show you how the technology could help us now to organize and to make closer all of these events. So maybe we'll start with commercial. Exactly. So, okay, we will start now. So what you could see here is one event. It's about Adidas fashion show, where you could see participants that came here, their names over their heads, and They could communicate with each other. They could also participate, as you could see in the show. They could choose different clothes or change it during the show, and these give us a great possibility of making like art with different materials, with imagination, with different stages. I will let you enjoy a little. Let's go back to our presentation. What you could see is that in this metaverse, you could not only participate in one show, you could go to second room and to see what's going on there. You don't have to travel, you don't have to pay for expensive air tickets, you don't have to pay for accommodation. You are in your home and you are enjoying an event where you could also meet people, because there are people inside from all over the world also, and you could do that. You could stay there as long as you like it. If you don't like it, you could go out. And of course, that these kind of events produce different influence on the community. Actually, we could say that there are no negative effects, because it's actually online. It's not conducted in any place. It's online, and you could have a lot of positive effects as a visitor. For my PhD thesis, I was doing a big research about the influence of big music festivals. One is from Novi Sad, from Serbia, where I'm originally from, and the second one is Szeged in Hungary, in Budapest. And this, what I'm showing you now, are the answers of the community, how they perceive that these big music festivals influence them. So this is the opinion of the community. And these are some positive effects. I will show you also negative effects, but positive effects that they perceive most is that hosting festival improves the promotion of the city internationally. Festival acts as a showcase for new ideas for the local community. They have an ongoing positive cultural impact of the community. Local community gains positive recognition as a result of the festival. Festival provides new job opportunities for residents. Residents have the opportunity for additional income. Festival improves the quality of life in the community. And residents pointed few important points, like enhancement of community, identity, sense of pride, opportunity to learn new things. This is all happens because a lot of people from different cultures and different places came to their place. They could establish, but we will see later that new jobs, they could get some additional income. These are all positive effects. What they perceived as negative effects is literate garbage increase to unacceptable level during the festivals. On this photo, you could see how does it look like in the morning after the festival. And this is this exit festival that I was making research about. It took place on a beautiful fortress, and you could see the walls of the fortress. And this is all the garbage that should be removed. Exit Festival lasts for 4 days each year, and after all of this, you could see the garbage on the place where it took place. But all these people have to go somewhere to sleep, so on their way back, they also leave some garbage, of course, behind them. local community think that crime in community increased during the festival. They also notice that local traffic increased to unacceptable levels, and that's of course reasonable because in a city that is predicted with local transport for some amount of people, when additional 50,000 people came to that festival, it of course increased a lot in traffics and also noise pollution. For example, in Exit Festival, a lot of people, local inhabitants, were complaining about noise pollution. But on the Siget Festival, they have some solutions how to solve that. They have some protection walls. They have some tents, huge tents, where they put some music, so it doesn't habitant so much as the one in like Exit Festival. Also, festival generates an increase in prices of goods and services and overcrowding in streets and public places. Not only that, also people are coming with their culture. They're acting like they're on holidays because they are, obviously, but they're sometimes acting like they're on the beach, even if they are in the city center, and local community, of course, doesn't support that. We will see that more on social cultural effects of events. Of course, there are positive and negative, like all the other effects. Positives are revival of tradition, pride of the local community, increased participation of the local community, acceptance of new ideas, customs, ways of behaving, expansion of cultural perspectives, social connections and networking, promoting tolerance and unity. But negatives and negative effects are, as it's written, alienation of the local community, manipulations, negative image, inappropriate behavior of visitors, financial abuse, disputed social and cultural view of the event, negative changes in the way of life and behavior of the local community. These all effects are similar, like tourism generally have on some community. It's just that what happens is that when you have some tourist destination, then you have tourists usually all year round, or at least in the season. That season lasts for a few months. But in case of events, all of these positive and negative effects happens in short time. You know, you have so many people in only few days, and a lot of things is happening, and it's very intensive. So there are also some effects on the environment. Positive effects could be promoting the natural environment and creating examples of good practice, but also raising awareness about environmental protection, improving infrastructure and reconstructing all parts of the city. But of course, we have a lot of negative effects also, and there could be destruction of the natural environment, pollutions, destruction of heritage, noise, and traffic congestion. There are also political effects on the events. Positive could be prestige at the international level, encouraging investments, achieving social cohesion, developing administrative skills, improving the image of destination. As you could see, on different view of the effects, positive is often that community thinks that image of their destination, of their city, is improved with music festivals. And what are negative political effects are lack of social responsibility, propagation of socially unacceptable ideas, loss of property rights and control by the local community, causing intolerance between certain social groups. But it could also happen that it could be intolerance between visitors and also local community. What tourism and also events bring to the economy is that economy achieved growth through promotion of the destination and increased number of tourist visits, extended stay at the destination, higher income, increased tax income, business opportunities, commercial activities, and job creation. Of course, there are also negative effects on the economy, and it could be local community aversion to tourism, loss of authenticity, image damage, exploitation, rising prices, and financial loss. Okay, I hope I wasn't too long because I know that we don't have enough time, and I could talk about this as long as you want. But what we could conclude that events has positive and also negative effects on local community, and according to size of local community, some of the effects could be participate in different ways. For example, the places that I was researching, and it's Budapest and Novi Sad. In Budapest, Budapest regularly has yearly about 6 million tourists. If they came on Sziget Festival in August, it's about 50 or 60,000 people that came in one time in one place, and local inhabitants does not perceive so much effects of those festivals as it happens in Novi Sad. In Novi Sad, they also got in one time 50,000 people, 50,000 tourists, but during a year, Novi Sad visit less than 1 million people. So when all of them came in 4th day in July, people in Novi Sad feel it more than people in Budapest. So I believe that at the end of after my colleague Khairiah show you and present you her presentation, I believe that then we will have time for questions. Thank you for your attention, and I'm very happy that a lot of you came here and that you are from all over the world. You can contact me, and here you have my email address, or you can find me on LinkedIn. I would be glad to speak more with you about this topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Aleksandra, for your wonderful speech. And I love the Metaverse fashion show. That's wonderful. That's very nice. And that we can discuss about more during our question and discussion session. And now I would like to invite Dr. Khairiah Ismail to share her views on the impact of events with the audience.
All right, thank you, Ms. Amina. I will share my screen. Oops, okay. Can you see my screen now, the slides?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make the presentation slides here. Okay, I want to make the pointer, the laser pointer. Okay, so can I start? All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, selamat petang from Malaysia. So basically, I heard that in Sri Lanka, there's 2 language used. One is Sinhala, another one is Tamil, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let me try Vanakkam and Malay Vanakkam to all the students, lecturers, and all the friends from Sri Lanka. Right, so myself, my name is Khairiah Ismail. I'm the program director for events management from School of Hospitality, Tourism and Events, Khairiah University, Malaysia. So before I go further, I just want to share with you. So basically, this is our campus in Malaysia. As you can see, we are the first in Malaysia and the 17th in the world for the hospitality and leisure management. So this is actually my faculty, and this photo is actually our campus in Malaysia. And the most interesting thing that I want to share with all of you, which is in my class, I do have a variety of students from different programs, which is even though I teach events management, I do have a student from mass communication, psychology, engineering, hospitality, culinary, who took the module, which is the event module, either as their minor or elective. So for me, myself is quite interesting, and even my students, most of it is actually, it's not only from Malaysia. We also have a student from Maldives. We have one from Sri Lanka, China, Korea, Japan, and also the exchange student from UK, US, Europe, and so on. So it's good to know that the variety of the students in our campus. So let's say, for example, if any one of you want to go to Malaysia, please let me know. Okay, then I will bring it to Malaysia and of course to our campus. Right. Okay, so let's go to the next slide here. Okay, I've been informed by Mr. Amila, which is the topic that I need to do is actually the impact, major impacts of the events. So he didn't mention exactly on the types of events, but since my background is the music festivals or entertainment events, because I did my PhD for the few years back regarding music festivals or entertainment event. So I'm more than happy to share with all of you regarding the impacts of the entertainment events to the countries, especially Asia and also Malaysia itself. But before I go further, I would like to seek for your kind cooperation, okay, to do these kind of the Slido. So can you please scan the QR code here? This is a QR code. Because I want to ask a few questions, just only, sorry, one question. Have you attended any entertainment events such as concerts, festivals, theater shows, or sports event in the past years? So can you please try to scan the QR code here? So let's see the answer. But before that, I will bring you directly to the Slido. Let me stop for a while my screen. Okay, then I will open it back. I will go to the Slido. All right. So this is a Slido. Okay, so it's good to see. So for those who have not yet do the scan the code here. So can you please scan the code so that we can see if you have experienced, attended any entertainment events. So it can be concerts, it can be music festivals, anything. So maybe 1 or 2 minutes. So let's see from the rest if you have experienced, attended this one. So I have how many percent here? Okay, said yes. Yes, I have. And the rest, no. How about the rest? All right, so I think I believe that most of you have experienced attended the music festival, right? Or entertainment event. So I think it's quite good because the topic that we'll cover today is related to the music festivals, concerts, or entertainment events. So let's go back to the slides that I have right now. So I go back to the slides. Okay, so this is the one. Go back. All right, so you can see my slide now, right? Now, what is the entertainment events? So just now, Dr. Aleksandra already shared about the history of the events. So you know that what types of the events that we have. And then one of the types of event is the entertainment events, which is a concerts, music festivals. And when we say about the concerts, a music festival is where people want to enjoy the music. People want to dance, to listen to to see the performance on the stage and so on. And as you can see from these slides, I mentioned that entertainment events can bring communities together, boost local economies, and create shared cultures experience that enhance social cohesion and well-being. So basically, this is from one of the authors, Lin Valin, in 2017. So this is the definitions of the entertainment events. And then now I want to share with you the concerts or entertainment event that has been organized in Asia first. Then after this, I will share with you the entertainment event that has been shown in Malaysia. So as you can see from my slide here, we have Zucap Singapore. So this is one of the famous events in Singapore. If you have been in Singapore, or maybe perhaps if you have the opportunity after this to go to Singapore, please join this Zucap music festivals from Singapore. And then if you heard one more, there's one of the famous festival in Thailand, we have a Songkran, which is kind of like water war, which is people is using, as you can see from the photo here. And then we go to Indonesia. One of the famous events is the Fest. And then after that, we go to Japan, this is one of the famous events, Fuji Rock Festival. So as you can see from this screen, this is just examples of the music festivals or entertainment events that has been organized in Asia. So what is actually the events that has been organized in Malaysia? So this is an example of the events or music festivals or concert, whatever you call it, has been organized in Malaysia. On my left, right side here, we have Good Vibes Music Festivals. So this event has been organized in Genting Highland. I think just now Mr. Amila did mention about Genting Highland. So this event, mostly it has been organized in Genting Highland, Gotong Jaya, annually. So last year, I'm not sure if you heard about the incidents, which is there's an issues that has been happened last year in Good Vibe Festival because one of the performers, which is 1975, has made the provocation about the Malaysia governments on the stage. And after that, the artist, not the singer itself, have been kissing another one boy band on the stage. And then that was happened on the second day of the events. Then after that, the organizer need to cancel the event because of that incident. That was happened last year. And for this year, this event Good Vibes supposed to be organized in last 2 months, but then because it was the same day of the coronations of our king, Malaysia king, so this event need to be postponed. But as for now, until now, I didn't heard that any of the new date of this event, and I believe that it has been cancelled. And another one more event here, which is my left side, you can see the Rainforest World Music Festivals. So Rainforest World Music Festival has been organized in Kuching, Sarawak. And what makes difference between these two festivals or entertainment events, Good Vibe is more focused 100% on the music, dance, music, see the performance. However, for the Rainforest, it is combinations event between the live performance, culture, ethnicity, and so on. So due to that, I'll choose this Rainforest World Music Festival as a case study that I want to share with all of you in terms of the impact of the major events for this one, for the country itself. So why? There's 4 reasons why I choose Rainforest World Music Festival compared to the Good Vibes Music Festival just now. So the 4 reasons. The first reason is, as you can see from here, this event receive a global attendance. It's same with the Good Vibe. It's just that for this one, as you can see, Rainforest World Music Festival attract over 20,000 visitors annually. So basically, this event organized every year with more than 30 countries, making it significant event for the local and international audience. And even here, I've put some of the statistics, as you can see, starting from 2019, which is a year before pandemic, they received around 23,000 of the attendees. And 2021, there is around 402 of the attendees. 2022, 12,000. To 2023, last year, around 19,000. And the numbers of the event has been increased for this year, which is 26,000. If you are wondering why suddenly there's a 2021, there's lots of numbers, 402. The reason is because this event has been organized in hybrid platform. So because it's still during pandemic, remember pandemic is in 2020. So the organizer need to cancel the event in 2020 and they organize it in 2021, but in the hybrid platform. So that's the reason why the numbers of attendees who attended this event is more bigger and highest compared to other countries, compared to other years. But again, the numbers is getting better for this year with 26,000 of attendees. This is the first reason. The second reason is this event, Rainforest, win as the top 25 best international festivals by Songline magazines, which is showcasing its global reputation and appeal. So as you can see, this is one of the photo. And because of the combination of culture, ethnicity, that's actually being as one of the reasons why this Rainforest World Music Festival won as the top 25 best international festivals. Next, the third reason is the unique setting of this event. So compared to other entertainment events, which is they organized in the convention hall, convention center, in the hall itself. But what makes this Rainforest World Music Festival is different because it has been organized at Sarawak Cultural Village. When I say it's about village, it's really a village, cultural village in the large rainforest of Kuching, Sarawak. The festival provides a unique blend of nature and music, allowing visitors to experience the performance in a stunning natural environment. So, as you can see, these are actually the photos of the dancers who took the photo here in the Sarawak Cultural Village. That's the reason why I say that it's a bit different with what with other music festival concerts has been organized, usually in the building. But now Rainforest, it's in the forest itself, in the jungle, and it called as a Sarawak Cultural Village. And then the last reason why I choose this rainforest as a case study, because of the cultural diversity. So as you can see from this photo, this music festival is not only focused on the music, it also provides a variety of activities. As you can see here, there's a dancing, there's a opportunity for the tourists to play with the instrumental, because in Sarawak, Kuching, Sarawak itself, we have around 27 ethnicity, including Iban, Melayu, Bidayo, and it's around 27. So that's the reason of why the combination of this ethnicity, the organizer want to introduce to the tourism. So that's why for this rainforest, it's not only for one event. This event is 3 days. Okay, and then when we go, because I remember that I attended this event in 2019. So when I go to this event, I can see that there's a lot of activities provided, and then it gives the opportunity to the tourists or attendees like me to try the instrumental, to try their activities, dancing, and so on. And as you can see from here, it mentioned featuring musicians from around the world. It's not only Malaysia, around the world, including traditional and indigenous artists. And then the festival also promotes cultural exchange and appreciation. This diversity in music style and performance set it apart from other music events in the regions. So after this, I have a short videos I can share with all of you. So that are the 4 reasons why I just ran Forest World Music Festivals. And then these are actually the impacts or positive impacts of entertainment events, focusing to this case study. I think just now Dr. Aleksandra has already shared the negative and positive impacts, right? And now I just want to share about the positive impacts for these Rainforest World Music Festivals. All right, so the first impact is economic. Since this event is organized in Kuching, Sarawak, it's a bit difficult. No, it's difficult. It's actually a bit far from what I say now. Okay, but it's really give the economic benefits to the Sarawak in terms of the job creation, because since this event has been organized, the organizer has been work with the universities, with the college, with the researchers who want to do research about these events. Maybe perhaps after this, if you have the opportunity to go through to the Google Scholars, you can just type Rainforest World Music Festivals, and then you can see that it's a lot of research has been done or conducted that is related to this event itself. And sometimes the organizer itself, they work with a collaboration with the universities, with the students from the university and college in Kuching, Sarawak, to be as a volunteers for this event. So directly it gives the economic value, economic impacts. Even for me, myself, I remember when I attended this event in 2019, I used a Grab to go to these events, and then it took around 40 minutes from my hotels. And when I asked the Grab driver, he said that he did this as a part-timer, and he has a collaboration between his company and the organizer itself. So that's the reason why I said one of the impacts is the economy. Number 2 is a cultural impact. Since these events have the combination of the ethnicity, a culture, so it's really give an impact and exposure to the tourists, especially the international tourists, to know more about our culture, to know more about the culture in Malaysia or even in Kuching, Sarawak itself. For number 3 here is a social impacts. This is where we can get connection with people who involved in these events, and this is where you can get a connection for the sponsors, for the performers. And the last one here is environmental impact. If you know about SDG, All right. So even these organizers, they also implement SDG. I remember when I joined this event, in the entrance of the event itself, they share all the products that has been recycled based on the previous event. So I think it's a very good initiative from this organizer itself. The next year, okay, apart from the positive impacts of this event, there are also few challenges that the organizer face along the way every year when they organize the events, which is the first challenges is the logistic. Like now I mentioned that this event is organized at the rural area. Even, for example, from the Kuching Airport, International Airport, to go to this location, it took around 1 hour without jam. Okay, so let's say, for example, because it's very at a rural area, it becomes a challenges for the organizer to bring all the items, the logistic part, like the stages, every system and so on, especially if it's not provided in a Kuching. Right, so that's the first one, logistic challenges. Number two is accessibility. Again, because it's 1 hour from the main city, the organizer also need to consider about the weather conditions. In Malaysia, the weather is very unpredictable. Nowadays, I think 2 or 3 days now in Malaysia is hot. I think last week is raining. So it's very unpredictable because this event is organized at the forest or jungle. So if, for example, the weather is not good, it really give an impact to the organizer, and it become one of the challenges for the organizer as well to monitor the progress of the events. Next is the environmental. Since this event is organized at the rural area and then is a jungle area, they also need to respect, not respect, it's actually there's an animal and so on in the jungle. So they need to know that what is the do's, the don'ts that people need to do. But so far I didn't hear that suddenly there's an elephant or tiger go to events, no. But still, it's actually one of the challenges that the organizer need to do. Next is culture. So this is the things, challenges among of the organizers, because they need to maintain with the culture sensitivity. Like, for example, when I just want to share with all of you, when I attended this event in 2019, the main organizer of this event is Heineken. You know Heineken? Heineken is actually one of the alcohol, the beer product. So it's being as the main sponsors. So when I go around the event itself, they have provided a few booths for the sponsors to promote the product itself. So when I go there, the volunteer just approached me, "Hi, miss, do you want to try our product?" So me, myself, as a Muslim, I didn't drink, right? I didn't drink beer or alcohol. But for me, myself, I didn't feel offensive because I know that is actually their part to do it. But for some of the people, they give a feedback to the organizer, say that that is kind of like offensive for them, which is that people approach them to use or to try that product, even though they are not use it or they not implement it. So that's actually one of the challenges. And then the last challenges is economy. And I think this one, these challenges, it might be similar with any types of events. As long as you organize the events, there will be a challenges. But it's good for today. We did it online. So I really hope that there's no economic challenges for Mr. Amila and also the organizer for this event, because it's online. There's no cost involved for these events. So we have 5 challenges here. And then I just want to share with you the photos that I took when I attended this event. This is an example of activities during Rainforest World Music Festival in 2019. Okay, as you can see here, this is where they did some, it's not ritual, but it's kind of like ritual. Whereas they did it that's related to the ethnicity, their culture. It's good to see that how they start the events and so on. And then the next photo here, which is me, I was there during the event setup. So as you can see here, this is actually the stage. They have a huge stage for the events. And at the back of the stage is actually the forest, the jungle. So that's the reason why I said this event is organized at a rural area. Okay, I think I have only the last slides will be the videos that I want to share with all of you. Okay. So this is how the events looks like. I hope that you can hear the music. Just a short videos. Oh, sorry, that's advertising. Okay. So basically this event, when they start promoting, that's why I mentioned that see you in 2024, 23rd June, because this is the organizer used this for last year. I managed to find the videos that's organized for this year, but it's too long. So this is just a review about how the Rainforest World Music Festivals in Kuching, Sarawak, Malaysia looks like. And then I think that's all from me. Okay, and then I'm looking forward to see if, for example, there's any question or anything that any of the attendees want to share. And then as you can see from the QR code here, we can get connected on LinkedIn itself. So I think that's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Miss Amila.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Khairiah, for your wonderful presentation, and particularly that you focus on that the cultural sensitivities. That we know that when it comes to that cultural sensitivities, that the countries like Malaysia, your cultural sensitivities, religious sensitivities may be relatively high in comparison with Serbia, and Sri Lanka may be that in between that. What do you think,
It's good.
Aleksandra? I think. That actually that the from Western perspectives that the European countries that maybe Serbia or that the other European countries basically that they are more liberal, that we may be some less liberal in European concept, but that when you think about that indigenous views that may be different as well, that is more important in the context of the countries like Sri Lanka and the India even as well, and that the lots of Muslim countries, and also that you focus on that very important aspects that one thing actually that especially the famous destinations are suffering from the over tourism, that you focus on that and the over tourism is a big issue during the events, because that always events are gathering of the people to one place. That is kind of a big issue. That on the other hand, that the organizers and the stakeholders, especially that those get some kind of a economic benefits from the events, they want to attract more and more people. That the stakeholders who get the benefits, they want to attract more people, and also that community sometimes who may not get economic benefits or some other direct benefits, they may not like to see lots of people attending the events. That is kind of the kind of a situation that we face some kind of a challenge, how we balance these two things. And sometimes the certain things may go that not in the way we think when we are planning certain events. That very recently, you know, that the Paris Olympic was conducted, that people think it may attract large number of tourists. What actually the Paris is world famous tourism destination, that one of the highest cities, the number of tourist arrivals. But the problem was actually that they get less number of the normal tourists who are visiting Paris, because they did not want to be the crowds. That kind of things can happen as well. And in this kind of a situation, that I would like to open the forum for the audience. You can switch. You can raise your hand using the raise hand option and ask your questions. We will allow you to ask the questions from our esteemed experts on this field. And or that if you have any kind of issues, that you can type your question in the chat box and ask from our expert as well. At the start, that I would like, we got a few questions from the students. That I would like to ask one question that that is not from a student. That is very important, because that in Sri Lanka, that we are not so familiar with that Metaverse. Actually, that I would like to know that what are the advantages of the application of Metaverse over the application of other new technologies when you are develop, designing events using that technology? That is, I would like to ask from your expert, Dr. Aleksandra.
Well, thank you for questioning. As we didn't have, I have only 20 minutes for presentation, and I could speak more only about Metaverse, so I just mentioned it. Well, as you could see on that shortly video, actually I show you only part of the video. A Metaverse is sort of virtual world where you could enter and enjoy different things. You could use Metaverse not only for organizing events, you could use it also for education, you could use it for some meetings, you could use it for different types of educations, you could use it for medicine. It has so many things that you could use it for. But because we are now focusing on events, as I was showing you, the video was showing Metaverse fashion, the show, and what's the point of that? The point is that designers created models and different clothes and different clothes for this time in Metaverse avatars. The people that are inside are actually avatars of the people, and Metaverse gave you the opportunity to create things in different way, not the way we used to. This is cotton, but in Metaverse you could use materials that looks different. You could let your imagination to be like as wild as you want it. But what it means for the audience and what it means for the visitor, that's what interested us. For example, if you have a concert of some very, very famous artist that everybody would like to see and everybody would like to visit that concert, they don't have to travel from Sri Lanka or from Malaysia or from Serbia or from anywhere. They could stay in their home. They could join with laptop or with VR glasses, and how it looks. It doesn't look like like we are now. So it doesn't look like when you're watching that on YouTube. It's more immersive. That means that you are actually present there. What does it mean? That means that you could talk with some other actor that is over there. You have the name over the head, so you could just approach and ask that person, where is it from? How does he like or she? How does she like the music, or does she like the crowd, or does she like models, or whatever topic you could start. You could enjoy also just music, or you could enjoy some other things that is happening in second room, or you could also meet your friends there, and you could all be in your homes, but still you are together in some event that is going on in that moment. It's not that you could join it if it was like 1 year ago, but you could join that in that moment. If we watch effects that it has on local community, well, actually there is no local community, because local community is whole world, because everybody from everywhere in the world could join. There is no pollution. There is no negative effects on local habitants like traffic jams. There is no, but also there are no some economy effects like increase in income for local community, because there is no accommodation. You use your own accommodation. You are where you are, but you also do not pollute the earth. If you don't travel with plane over there, carbon footprint is smaller than if you are traveling over there. So you could enjoy everything. You could communicate with local community. You could see a lot, not local, but community that is inside. You could enjoy that, but there are no the same effects like are the effects on classical type of events. What is good, the best effect that I didn't mention in my presentation, but that is also positive effect of the tourism. Tourism is some sort of passport of the peace. And how do I mean that? I mean that when you travel to some other country, you meet other culture, you meet other people, you realize that those people are good and that those people are friendly and that those people are normal people, And then there is no need for fight with other people. There is no need for discrimination. There is no need for any social negative effects, because you know that people in personal. And in Metaverse, you could also meet people like that, and you could also learn about their culture. You could also learn a lot. It's just that you are not physically traveling. You are traveling with use of modern technology.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor, for your comprehensive explanation. That's very interesting. Very interesting that it's still honestly that we are a little behind with that technology in Sri Lanka. And that I would like to raise a question that we received from the student, in advance, that I like to ask it from Dr. Khairiah, that how impacts of events are measured. What are the methods you can use?
So again, what type of research?
Yeah, that when you are doing research, that how do you measure the impact of the events? What are the methods you are using?
All right. Oh, okay. So it's an interesting question, and it's also related to what I did before. So since the questions asked about the research, what is the method I use? Previously, for my research, when I did my PhD, my topic is related to the risk management. I didn't study about the impact, but I studied on the risk. So what I did is I need to attend. I'm not a festival goers, but then because of that, my research, I need to attend the concerts. I need to attend the music festivals, and then I do the observation. So back to the question just now, during my study, I have attended 3 music festivals or concerts, and then one concert as the organizing team. So what I did is, first of all, I attended the events, but the event that I attended, I will not inform the organizers. I am the researchers. The reason of why I don't want to inform the organizers that I am the researchers, because I want to be there as the attendees. So I can see what is actually the potential risk or the risk that is occurred during the event itself. So I want to share with all of you here. When I attended one of the events, a concert in Malaysia, but I will not say the name of the event. It's not Rainforest. It's another event. When I attended that event, I saw that people was passing something. So when I say about something, it was a drug. It was a drug during the event where I saw people is passing something. And then I also saw that people is use a beer, it's actually a smuggler. They smuggle a beer and drugs to the music festival. So me, myself, as the attendees, that is actually what I saw in front of my eyes. I saw people is vomit because of overdose and so on. So that's why, back to the question just now, what is the method that I used? First, I did the observation. When I say observation, meaning that I attended the music festival and I observed. So this is a potential risk. This is the thing the organizer need to do. This is the thing. That's the reason why I cannot inform the organizer that I am the researchers. So number one, observation. Number two, what I did is I did an interview, which is we call as a qualitative method. Who is actually the one that I interview? First, I interview the organizer itself. So when I interviewed the organizer of the concert that I attended, the organizer said that, okay, Khairiah, we have a good safety measurement. We have a good safety and security. But in front of my eyes, I saw that people was passing something or smuggling something. So that's actually the contradictions of the sentence or issues or statement that has been brought by the organizer, and also the things that I saw during the event. So that's interview. And so I interviewed the organizer, I interviewed the attendees, was during my interview itself, there's a few attendees say that they are purposely smuggle the drugs into music festival. Why? Because they feel that when they smuggle the drugs into music festival, it can increase the hype to enjoy the music, dance, something like that. So that's number two, attendees. And the last one, I interviewed the government sectors. So that is what I did when Mr. Amila student asked this question. The method that I used, I did qualitative, which is I do the observation, number one. Number two, observation. Number two is interview. And number 3 is actually I refer to the document from the organizer itself and also from the previous scholars. So yeah, thank you. That's actually my answers.
Okay.
If I may jump in, because I believe that this could help the students. During research, I was using scale to measure resident attitudes toward the social impacts of community festivals. The name of the scale is FSAAS, FSAAS, and it's developed by Professor Delamere from he's from Vancouver Island University. So just try to Google Delamere from Professor Delamere from Vancouver Island University. It's a scale to measure residents' attitudes toward the social impacts of community festivals. And he developed that scale, and later it was used not only by my PhD dissertation, but also all around the world. He first developed it for developing of influence of small festivals, but I adapted it for big music festivals. That was part of my PhD dissertation, but maybe it could be useful for students to try it also. It has a lot of questions, and it's specifically for the local community.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Khairiah, and also that the Professor Aleksandra. That's really interesting. That's very important. And that we have some questions, more questions. First one, how can you overcome negative impacts on event in promotion of tourism? Professor Aleksandra. How can you overcome negative impact on events in promotion of tourism?
Just let me think. How can we overcome negative impacts on event promoting in tourism? So do you think to overcome negative impacts on event or on promotion, or you want to hide them from promotion? I'm not sure that I understand the question very well.
My understanding that the
negative impacts of event. Well,
yes.
If we have so many people, yes.
I think that it may be about that event tourism, that we know that the event is conducted, that large number of visitors are coming. Then there is that what we said previously, the over tourism issue, that how to overcome that over tourism issue related with events. That may be the question.
Yes, well, what is definitely that negative impacts will be present. If you have so many people in one place, that's what is happening. But what I notice in the answers of my participants of the research, they were complaining about that when organizers are organizing events, they do not include local communities enough. So maybe if we ask local community about what they think, to include them more in organizing events, probably some of the negative impacts would be overcome. Because local community knows their place best, and they know what are the things that bothers them, and they know what are the things that should be included in organizing event in the sense of environment, in sense of economic. I'm sure that local community could help with overcoming the negative impacts of events. But when you're promoting that in tourism, no one, when you promote something in tourism, no one shows you negative sides. They all only show positive things, like come here, everything is great. Because why would you came somewhere where it's not so good? You don't want to go somewhere where you don't like and there are negative things. So in promotion, there is no negative things.
Thank you, Professor. I think that we can recommend the students to watch The Last Tourist, that very famous documentary in these days, that they will understand how it is going on with comes that the tourism system is questioned as well. They found that we are moving towards the regenerative tourism and the regenerative events. Then it is another topic to discuss at another webinar. Okay, the another question to Dr. Khairiah, and is there any practice to evaluate the visitor feedback on events that may be about the visitor service?
Oh, the after the event, right? Feedback on the event itself.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically that's actually usually for the event organizer that will prepare which is we call as an exit survey. Exit survey, whereas it is very beneficial for the organizers to get a feedback from the attendees. So mostly for the event that I have attended before, let's say for example, if you have registered for the event by using email, then after the event, the organizer will send you the email and ask for the feedback. But usually that is only for the business events. Like say, for example, you attended a conference, symposium, forum, then the organizer will send you that kind of the email. But if you attended the events like the music festivals, concerts, I believe that none of the organizer will do it. Why? Because just imagine, like say, for example, they have around 20,000 people, or Dr. Aleksandra shared that the music festival in Serbia is around 500,000, right, Dr. Aleksandra? The numbers. So I don't think the organizer will send an email one by one to the attendees. So usually, based on my experience, what they did is when people want to leave the event itself at the exit or entrance, something like that, they will put the QR code. And then they will say that this is actually the things that we meaning that organizer really want to get your feedback. So it's technology 2024, which is we can just scan the QR code, then we give a feedback to the organizer for their future improvement. For me, myself, since I involved in the events, and then every year, every semesters, I do organize events. My students also organize events. The QR code of the exit survey is very important for us in order to ensure which part that we should improve in the future. So back to the question about to evaluate the visitor feedback, I would say that the exit survey is very important.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Dr. Khairiah. That is very important means when you are doing research. And also that, as she said, that sometimes getting feedback at the venue using the question or something may be really difficult. That some events you know that it's a very noisy environment that people are enjoying, and sometimes that at night the event is going on, that is really difficult. And then if you have any other questions that we can allocate opportunity to ask another one question that already that we have passed our allocated time. However, that these papers, our experts' views are very important. Yes, that if there is any questions, you can ask. Okay, we are going to conclude the session. Thank you so much for that Professor Aleksandra from Serbia, and also that Dr. Khairiah from Malaysia to share your views and experience and expertise with us at the UCR Global Leisure Webinar Series. And also that we would like to thank our audience that we have a few people from overseas countries, that we have some people from Kenya, and we have that from Egypt as well. And thank you so much for the audience. And at last, please switch on your cameras to pose for image, the true photograph of the audience with the speakers. Please switch on your cameras. And please smile for the photograph. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Aleksandra. Thank you, Dr. Khairiah. Thanks for all. That we will meet again with the next version of UCR Global Issue Webinar Series. Thank you so much. Thank you for all.
Thank you very much for
Thank you.
invitation, and thank you for great energy and all the questions. And I hope that we will continue our cooperation. And for your students, I'm for answering more questions and anything. If you have my email, just text me or send me an email with questions and everything we could. And I hope that we will organize some more like these webinars. It was really nice experience. Thank you.
Yeah, same with me as well. Thank you, everyone. We can get connected on LinkedIn. You can just find me, Khairiah, on LinkedIn.
Okay.
Thank you, Amila.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Aleksandra and Dr. Khairiah. Okay. Thank you.